part 4. So I went to Cuba, had this amazing experience. The women were so hungry for the Elijah Project that, and I knew that there were 3 parts of the Elijah Project. There was the first part, which is the original Elijah story in Mount Carmel and God talking to him in the mountain. But then there was, for me, a whole part about Jezebel. And as a therapist, I just really feel like we all have Jezebel in us, and we all have story. We have our life story that we need to wrestle with. And so we explored the Jezebel story in the Elijah Project 2, created another workbook, and Ingrid translated that as well. The women were so hungry that was sent over ahead of the next time that I was able to go. But what we got to do was the next trip, we had 2 aspects of it. First aspect was that we were able to show the Catching Faith movie. And we did a church tour. We had a group of us that were from, that made the movie. And it was awesome. We showed that movie and got to do Q&As afterwards. We also, during the day, heard testimonies from women who had done the Elijah Project. And I think one of the ones that was the most touching was this woman who shared that before doing the Elijah Project, she was literally suicidal. She was had a plan to complete suicide. And after her day study, she said that God changed her and that she had a will to live. And she took that to share with her neighbors and to share with more people, the Elijah Project. So we had one story like that after another. It was amazing. And then we did a men and women's group. And this is kind of cool. So in Cuba, and as is in many Latin cultures, women don't usually preach or teach to men. So we had done a twist on the Elijah Project using some more gender neutral or male imagery, created a workbook that was for men. It was the same concept, but the art was a little bit different. And my husband taught the men while I taught the women at this big pastor's retreat. And that was amazing, just amazing. Got to share again the Elijah Project in a sort of a condensed 1-day retreat setting. Also got to teach the first 4 activities of the Elijah Project 2 to our leaders that had already learned the Elijah Project 1. So that was our second trip to Cuba. It was amazing. And again, life-changing.